Last year, on a quiet night, driven by curiosity and a need to test my courage, I decided to visit an abandoned mental asylum. Stories my friends told about such places always intrigued me, but I had never dared to experience them firsthand. That night was different. Armed only with a flashlight and my phone, I set out. The asylum was deep in the woods, far from the city. When I reached the building, its stone walls were covered in moss, the windows shattered, and the door hung loosely from its hinges. Despite the foreboding appearance, I felt an inexplicable pull to step inside. The moment I crossed the threshold, I was enveloped in a silence untouched by time. Apart from the crunch of broken glass beneath my feet and the distant hoot of an owl, the world felt eerily still. As I ventured deeper into the hallways, the air grew colder. Rusted chains dangled from the ceiling, overturned gurneys littered the floor, and strange symbols adorned the crumbling walls. Suddenly, my flashlight began to flicker. Its light sputtered unevenly, and that's when I heard it, a whisper. The faint voice of a woman seemed to murmur something indistinct. I froze, heart pounding. The sound led me to an old, half-open door. The room beyond was shrouded in darkness, but I could make out a vague silhouette at the far end. "Is someone there?" I called out, my voice echoing in the stillness. No response. Cautiously, I stepped inside, and as I did, the door slammed shut behind me with a deafening crash. My heart raced as I fumbled for my phone to use its light, but the screen refused to turn on. Slowly, my eyes adjusted to the dark, revealing a figure slumped in the corner, chained to a chair. The chains gleamed faintly in the dim light, and the figure remained motionless. I stepped closer, trying to get a better look. Suddenly, a low, guttural whisper broke the silence.
"Help me."
Before I could react, the figure lifted its head, and I saw its face, or what was left of it. Decayed, ghastly, and devoid of humanity, its hollow eyes locked onto mine. The chains began to rattle violently as the figure let out an inhuman growl, snapping the restraints with terrifying force. It lunged at me with unnatural speed. I screamed, spinning toward the door, but it wouldn't budge. I could feel its icy breath on the back of my neck. In that moment, I thought it was over. I closed my eyes, bracing for the end, and then nothing. Opened my eyes to find the room empty. The door was ajar, the chains lay lifeless on the floor, and the oppressive atmosphere had lifted. But the terror clung to me like a second skin. When I stumbled outside, dawn was breaking. The first light of day illuminated the decrepit asylum, now bathed in a surreal calm. Yet something caught my eye on my left hand. A strange, unfamiliar mark was etched into my skin. It didn't hurt, but it felt deeply wrong, as if it didn't belong to me. That mark remains to this day, growing more vivid with time, and sometimes, in the dead of night, I hear that same whisper again.
"Help me."